Hello and welcome back to FanGeektastic. If you find this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. Today I'm going to be discussing wax packs and the wrappers that they're wrapped in. Now there are more people that collect the unopened wax packs than collect boxes like I do. There are people who collect the wrappers, and we are talking about the people who want to display the wrappers today. Now, when you go onto eBay, you will come across a lot of people trying to sell wrappers. Most of them that you're going to find are actually going to be in this condition. And looking at this one right here, it doesn't look too bad. I got more than one here, so I'm going to move the other ones out of the way. But this one has an issue at the bottom that makes this particular wrapper below average in the condition. I don't think it takes it all the way down to a 1. It's probably more like a 3 in the grading scale. But it's below average. So this one right here is probably worth about $2. Maybe a little bit more, but I personally wouldn't pay more than about $1 for it. Same with this one. This one has a much bigger rip in it. Otherwise, it would be somewhere around a 6 or a 7. And that would make this a collectible grade if it wasn't for that rip. Now, this is the final of the ones that I don't recommend ever purchasing, because their resale on them and their displayability is not very good. This one has a rip in it here, and if you look where these holes are here, they're actually almost completely worn through right there. Up here, it is completely worn through. You can actually see when my finger passes. This one's almost worn through over here, and same thing down here. This is definitely a 1 in grading. I don't see any way that one could be higher than a 1. It's not going to be lower than a 1 because it is intact, but it's definitely not collector's grade. This one, however, does not have any rips in it. There's minimal wear, average wear on the corners. It's pretty flat. You can still see the shine difference between the regular surface and where it was sealed, because if you look, you see it goes from shiny to almost a matte shiny, a matter type shiny, where it reflects more in different directions than it does up here, down here, over here. This area right here is where it was originally sealed. And if you go over to this side, you can see the same thing in the reflection from where it was sealed. So this one right here is going to be a 7-ish, which means that this is an average condition for a opened pack wrapper. The way that I determine how much I am willing to pay for them and how much I'm willing to sell them for is fairly simple. Now, I say it's fairly simple, but it is a little bit drawn out also. First thing I do is I look up to see how much the packs are selling for with the wrapper in a 7-ish condition, an average condition for stored packs. Then I look up how much each individual cards are selling for, also in a 7, because that's going to be what your average is, because a lot of the cards back then you're going to have centering issues, you're going to have wear on corners. A lot of times at the factory they would get damaged. But the main thing is going to be the centering and the corners. The surfaces are usually fine. You are going to lose one card for the gum, and you're going to lose one card for the back, unless you can clean it off, like I showed in a previous video. After I determine how much packs sell for, how much each individual pack or card sells for in a pack, I add up how many cards you're going to end up having. All right, because this one doesn't tell me how many there are on there, and I can't show you exactly. I'm going to use this one as an example. And if we look down here, you can see it says 12 photo cards and 1 sticker. So when you put in how much this pack costs and how much the cards cost individually, both in a 7 range, what you end up having is this in an average 7 condition is going to be worth about $4. So if you can get one that's in better condition, it's worth more. If you get one in not as good condition, it's worth less. Now, this is only a $4 pack, or $4 wrapper. So it's not something that's extremely valuable, but as you can tell, it does look good. It displays well, and because it is at this point 40 years old, people admire it whenever you have it hanging up in your house somewhere. Now this one, in a average condition, actually ends up being about $25. So this one's worth a lot more, because the boxes are worth a lot more, but the cards themselves don't sell for a whole heck of a lot individually. You can buy a set of these for fairly cheap, as opposed to buying an unopened box. The unopened boxes are expensive. The sets aren't. And that's because a lot of people bought these, made sets, and there's more sets available than there are unopened boxes. Now, this one here, because it's Star Trek, has a lot more of a collector's base. So this one right here, the cards themselves sell a little bit more expensive, or are a little more expensive than some of the other cards that the packs cost about the same. So that actually brings the value of this wrapper down just a little bit. And this one is in a 7-ish. So this one ends up being around 20. It's a little less than the Kung Fu. And it works the same way with this one. Planet of the Apes, the TV series. This actually had less people making card sets. So you have, similar to the Star Trek, you have less sets available, so less individual cards. So the cards are a little bit more expensive, which means that it brings down the value of the wrapper a little bit, because the card to pack ratio is off. So this ends up being about $20 also. Now this is the worst looking one that I have in my collection. And this one is, it's a 1. It's It's not a great looking wrapper. I did clean it up a bit. Got rid of some of the excess dirt that was on it. Stuff like this up here, there's nothing I can do about this. This is into the paper itself. But even as a one, these still sell in this condition for around $12 because the pack to card cost ratio is so different. It is so hard to find a good pack of these. You're looking in the hundreds of dollars for a graded pack. For an ungraded pack, you're probably still looking at $150 for a pack. When I do my pricing for these wrappers, I don't just use the method that I was talking about earlier. I do compare to what the book value says, and I will adjust my pricing depending on what I find in the price guides. Because if I'm saying that the wrapper is $30, the pack is $45, and the price guides are saying the pack is $45 and the wrappers are $15, then I know that I am overvaluing the wrapper because somebody's undervaluing the cards. So thank you for joining me today as I discuss how I handle Wax Packs wrappers. If you find the information in this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. And for everything you're a fan of, everything you geek out about, this is Fan Geektastic, and we're here for you.